Hi guys, this is John Newhouser, just bringing you some recruiting tips today. Just wanted to share with you a couple of things about posture, and this really applies when you're talking on the phone or messaging or talking in person. Just wanted to give a little shout out to Ray Higdon. He did a great Periscope training the other day on this, and he was talking specifically about using the phone, which he said is kind of the most efficient way to do prospecting. And he just gave an example of a story where he was brought onto a three-way call, and of course it was somebody he didn't know, right? So he was being brought in as the sponsor. So he gets on the phone. So you start off like this. You think about this like your posture. So he starts off, hi, how you doing? And the person's response was, well, I'm okay. I got on this call as a favor to Julie, just as to hear about her little home business. I'm a successful advertising, person. I've got a great business going. I own my own business, blah, blah, blah. So she's not acting real receptive to this call. So our tendency when we're in pitching mode, right, or in sales mode is to lean in and start telling him all about our business, how great this is. And yeah, you may own your own, but it's got all this drawbacks and ours is better. Where he said what you really want to do and pay attention to people's posture. If they're leaning back, then you want to maintain your posture, stay straight up, or maybe even pull back a little bit. So he said an example of the way he would handle it, he says, well, then what are we even doing on this phone call? So he pulls back. Well, then you see, are they going to respond? And her response in his example was she came forward and said, well, things aren't really going as good as maybe I made it sound like, and he said, okay, well, fine. Come back. She pulled straight back, full up straight. He comes back and says, okay, well, fine. I don't know if this is for you or not. It may or may not be for you, but let's go ahead and talk. And we'll see where it goes. So that's the whole lesson here is to not get pulled in. When somebody starts pulling away, don't lean into convincing mode. So we had an example or experience the other day on Facebook messaging, where my wife was actually had contacted a guy who's a trainer, young guy, and all of his posts really lined up with what we believe and what we do in our business. We're in the health and wellness business. So his conversation was going good, and he was actually kind of leaning in towards interested, maybe meeting or having a phone call. And then one message he comes back and he goes, well, I really wouldn't be interested in anything like this or this or this. And he named a few companies and he talked about their supplements. So we're not in any of those businesses, so we're thinking, okay, that's, our tendency is, oh, but wait, we're different. Let me explain to you how we're different. We're better, right? We're not like those other companies. They're no good. We're good. But what we need to do is maintain that posture. So if this guy's pulled back, then you want to think, okay, how do I respond to that? So the right response is probably something like, well, you're right. This probably isn't for you. Because you don't want to spend time, you don't want to try to convince somebody to join your business if they're not open to hearing, if they're not even open to a phone conversation or watching a short video or learn a little bit more about what you're doing. Well, then that's okay. Move on. So you got to make sure that if you're talking to somebody, don't get sucked in. If they're like, yeah, good, and you build up this belief that they would be a perfect person, and then they pull back. You don't want to go into pitch mode. You want to hold your posture or pull back away. And Ray's point was a lot of people say they want to do a takeaway, but they don't really want to do a takeaway. So sometimes you're like, yeah, but, and you lean in. So our tendency is to lean in, but we don't want to do that. So just wanted to give you that little tip. I didn't see Ray do a blog post on this Periscope. It was really good, just good visuals. So you can use this training if you're talking to somebody in person, if you're on the phone, or if you're messaging. So just really be tuned in to what the other person's posture is and then think about how you need to respond. So I hope that was helpful. I hope this helped you out in your prospecting out there. Gives you more confidence in going out and talking to people. If you liked it, then like it, share, comment below. I appreciate you watching today. Just check it out at johnnewhouser.com. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.